there is another important aspect of this war that we would now like to highlight for our viewers, and that is the Lebanon factor. Viewers, Israel and Lebanon held their highest level direct talks in more than 30 years in Washington. The two sides were represented by their ambassadors to the U.S. and with United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio, also present there. He held a 2-hour discussion. Now, these talks were mediated by Washington, and they come at a very critical juncture. On one hand, you've got Hezbollah opposing the direct talks. On the other hand, Lebanon is hoping that the talks are going to pave way for an end to the ongoing war. Meanwhile, Iran has said ending the wars in Lebanon and the region as a condition for talks with the United States of America. Now, the Washington peace talks are extremely important because Lebanon is an important factor that Iran has raised, that Iran, wants America to really agree on. Let's tell you what Lebanon wants and what Israel wants. As far as the Washington peace talks are concerned, the talks that are happening between Lebanon and Israel. Lebanon wants that there should be a ceasefire framework that includes Lebanon as well. Israel wants formal negotiations for peace. Israel does not want the existing ceasefire agreement to include Lebanon. Lebanon wants prerequisite for sustained dialogue, and the talks clearly are prerequisite for sustained dialogue. Direct talks with Lebanese government is what Israel really wants at this point in time. Complete end to Israeli hostility is what Lebanon is demanding right now. However, Israel is absolutely clear. It says there's going to be no ceasefire with Hezbollah. Hezbollah is backed by Iran, and Israel feels threatened with the presence of Hezbollah in Lebanon. And that's the reason why, for Israel, there is going to be no ceasefire with Hezbollah, is the demand that has come from the Israeli forces. Now, viewers, we have some more breaking inputs coming in at this point in time. According to Israeli Defense Forces, in fact, there is an update that has come. A launcher directed towards northern Israel alongside anti-tank missiles and additional weapons used by Hezbollah. Among the weapons located were technological equipment, personal weapons, explosive devices, grenades, ammunition. Additionally, Hezbollah terrorists and military infrastructure were struck. So this is the latest update that we are getting for you at this point in time. There's a post, in fact, that has been put out by Israeli Defense Forces, even as talks are going on in Washington between Lebanon and Israel. This is the update that's coming from IDF. IDF has said it has located a launcher directed towards northern Israel alongside anti-tank missiles and additional weapons used by Hezbollah that Israel is fighting right now. Among the weapons that they managed to locate were technological equipment, personal weapons, explosive devices, grenades and ammunition. They are saying additionally Hezbollah terrorists and military infrastructure was struck, including a command center in which there was a terrorist. Now, this is what IDF is claiming, and they've put out these pictures as well. Let me go across to my colleague Srinjoy Chaudhary for more on this. Srinjoy, even as, talks are going on between Israel and Lebanon in Washington, what do you make of this latest update that IDF has now shared with us?
Very clearly, the IDF is present in strength in South Lebanon, and they have found one of these encampments that the Hezbollah has in the area. And it's not surprising that they have a launcher. It's not surprising that they have an anti-tank missile, guided missile. The Hezbollah is very well equipped. It's a very well-armed organization which has been fighting the Israelis for a long time. They have their rocket attacks and their missile attacks has actually led to this Israeli invasion of southern Lebanon and further. So the Hezbollah is a big issue. The question, however, is, can the Lebanese government actually control the Hezbollah? That's the very big question. The Hezbollah are not part of the talks, but can the Lebanese government take responsibility and say, we will control the Hezbollah? And that's really a serious question.
Right. We leave it there. Joy, thank you very much for the moment, for joining us with your inputs on the story. Heading into a very, very short break right now, viewers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with lots more. Stay with us on Times Now.